Harbor Me by Jacqueline Woodson. Chapter 32. How come you haven't talked about your dad in the ARTT room? Holly asked me. It was Friday night at almost 9:30. My hair was washed, oiled, and cornrowed. Kira had finished it while me and Holly ate spinach pizza at the kitchen table. Now Kira had gone off to a movie with Holly's father, and the babysitter was downstairs asleep on the couch. How many Fridays had I spent in this house? In this room? So many I had lost count. If someone spun me around 100 times and drove me all over Brooklyn, then walked me blindfolded back into Holly's house, I would know it. I would know the smell of it, oil, soap, and fireplace wood. I would know the sound of it, a creaking fifth step between the second and third floors, creaking banister between the first and second, and if Kira held out her hand to me, I would know it was hers by the softness of her fingers, the length of her nails, the many, many times I'd felt its weight on my head. We were sitting on Holly's queen-size bed, combing her doll's hair. Holly had white everything on her bed, sheets, comforter, pillowcases, because she had insisted on dark purple walls. Kira wouldn't say yes unless everything else in the room was white. On the floor beside the bed was a round white shag rug. The doll I had was wearing a green nightgown. Holly's doll was in overalls, and we had changed their outfits twice already. The dolls all had stories and books that came with them about how they had gotten to be true Americans. They were expensive, and while Holly had all of them, I only had one, a doll who had escaped slavery and gotten free in Philadelphia. We could go months without even looking at the dolls. Then other times we played with them for hours. You haven't told them about your dad or your mom, Holly said. Are you going to? She stopped braiding her doll's hair and looked at me. But I do talk, I said. I talk into the recorder at night, in my room. I'm on there too. I don't know, Holly said. I don't know if that's fair for everybody. Everybody else is spilling their guts, and you're talking in private. Are you ashamed of your life? No, of course not. But Holly kept looking at me. She blinked slowly. I don't have anything to be ashamed of, I said. Then how come you don't talk about your dad? Or tell them about your uncle? All the times Amari called me rich girl, you just sat there. What did you want me to say? Holly shrugged. No, Holly, tell me, what did you want me to say? I wanted you to say I'm a rich girl too. But I'm not. Holly shook her head. I'm not. I felt my voice getting high. Haley, listen to me. Your uncle owns that whole building you live in. He drives a nice car. He works at home doing tech stuff when he wants. But he doesn't have to. Not like my dad. Not like Amari's dad or all the other kids' parents either. When your grandparents died, they left your uncle and dad all their money. When your mom died, they put all the insurance money in the bank for you. When you turn 21, you get it. How do you even know this? I said, I knew some of it, like about the building and stuff, but I never thought of us as rich. Your uncle and my mom talk, that's how. Grown-ups tell each other things, and then they talk to other grown-ups, and sometimes us kids are around listening. I didn't say anything. It felt strange, weird, rich. My uncle never bought me expensive clothes. We never went on fancy vacations, and most of our furniture was stuff my uncle had bought from thrift shops. He found the coffee table on the street. One leg was shorter than the other three. Holly put her doll on the pillow and leaned against the wall behind the bed. I'm not trying to be mean to you, Haley. I know sometimes it sounds that way because I just say stuff. I know you're not being mean, I said, but I kept my eyes on the doll. Her tiny earrings sparkled. I think sometimes, Holly said slowly, as though the idea was just now coming to her. Life gives you stuff you don't want, but you have to take it anyway. Like my hair, I said, or what happened with my mom and dad. Holly nodded. Yeah, but your hair is amazing. And all the stuff you know is amazing, Holly. A minute, after thinking about what she had said about me being rich, after knowing that she was right and that maybe somewhere buried with a lot of other stuff I knew it too, I said, and you make us think. Holly shrugged, then grabbed up a bunch of her braids with both hands. But sometimes my mouth hurts people too. Like, I hate that I can't stop it from saying things and can't stop my body from jumping up and moving around when Miss Laverne tells us to stay in our seats. Sometimes I just want to be regular. But you're not regular. You're Holly. I love your big mouth and your jumpy body and how you make us all laugh in a good way. Holly got up from the bed and started walking fast, back and forth across the room. I used to think ARTT started mostly because of me and you, she said. I know that's crazy. I mean, think about it. She stopped pacing and looked at me. If I hadn't met you, it wouldn't be the six of us. We're lucky the way we all got dropped there, the way we all ended up in Miss Laverne's class together, right? All of that happened because A, B, and C happened, and that led to D, E, and F, and so on, until basically your life is the whole alphabet. And the alphabet is people meeting people, leading to other people meeting until we're old and then we die. Or sometimes we're not old and we die, I said quietly. Yeah. Holly climbed on the bed and put her arms around me. That's true, too. I'll talk, I said, next Friday. And I'll be there right next to you, okay? That night, as always, we slept with our backs to each other, our spines, as always, touching.